Hello, New York Giants fans, and welcome to your Big Blue View Giants news roundup for Thursday, March 10. I'm Ed Valentine, editor of Big Blue View. Giants made a little bit of news on Wednesday, signing former Atlanta Falcons offensive tackle Matt Gano to what is believed to be a one-year contract. Gano is a player who had made the Falcons roster as an undrafted free agent in 2018, was on the practice squad that year, played in 21 games with 4 starts at both left and right tackle, also played a little bit of guard for the Falcons over 2 seasons. As I said, 4 starts, 21 games, missed the 2021 season with a shoulder injury and was released by the Falcons at the end of January, worked out for the Giants early in February, and has now signed a contract to compete for a job with the Giants in the upcoming 2022 season. Giants obviously looking for all kinds of help on the offensive line. The guys who played right tackle last year were, of course, Nate Solder and Matt Peart, and both were found wanting. Solder, of course, is a free agent who is not expected to be back with the Giants, may not play in the NFL at all. Could be headed toward retirement. We'll see what happens with Solder, but he will not be a Giant in 2022. Peart, of course, suffered a torn ACL in week 16, so his availability at the start of the season is in question. How the new Giants coaching staff with head coach Brian Daboll, offensive line coach Bobby Johnson, and general manager Joe Schoen feel about Peart is unknown at this point. We know that the Joe Judge coaching staff was not fond of Peart. They were very, very hard on Peart. Believe that they really didn't consider him to be aggressive enough or consistent enough to be a starting NFL tackle. So it would be a new lease on life for Peart if he's healthy enough to compete for a job. But Matt Gano is your newest New York Giant. Another piece of news that happened on Wednesday night that could impact the Giants is that the Buffalo Bills released veteran offensive guard Jon Feliciano. Feliciano is a 7-year veteran, 4 years with the Oakland/Las Vegas Raiders, and the last 3 years with the Buffalo Bills. In 6 of 7 of those years, Bobby Johnson, who is now Giants offensive line coach, was with Feliciano during 3 years in Oakland. While Feliciano was playing there, Johnson was the tight ends coach there. And for the last 3 seasons in Buffalo, Johnson was offensive line coach for the Bills. Obviously, both general manager Joe Schoen and Giants head coach Brian Daboll were also in Buffalo during that time period. So watch for Feliciano, who has experience at both left and right guard, as a potential signing for your Giants. Feliciano had been in the middle of a 3-year, $14.4 million extension, and there is reporting that the Bills had wanted Feliciano to take a pay cut to remain in Buffalo, probably as a backup, but Feliciano did not want to do that. Obviously, strong ties now to the regime in New York. Not sure how much the Giants would be able to pay Feliciano, considering their cap situation. He would probably have to take less money than he would have made on the contract he was working on in Buffalo. But we will see what happens there. I would think that that Feliciano is a guy that the Giants will make a strong push to sign here in the next few days. Also, big news yesterday that the Washington Commanders, Giants rival in the NFC East, traded for quarterback Carson Wentz, sending a pair of 3rd-round picks to Indianapolis in order to get Wentz. I'm not convinced that that actually helps Washington a whole lot. The telling thing for me is that Doug Peterson gave up on Wentz in Philadelphia. Frank Reich gave up on Wentz after a single season in Indianapolis. And those two guys were really Wentz's biggest NFL supporters. So this is a necessary move for Washington to try to get themselves a quarterback. This is not a good year for quarterbacks in the draft. You still might see the Commanders go ahead and draft a quarterback here in the 2022 NFL draft, but they have a veteran quarterback now in Carson Wentz. We'll see if things go better for Wentz in Washington than they did last year in Indianapolis, but that's not really a move by Washington that concerns me at all from a Giants perspective. I just don't see Wentz as a big time quarterback at this point in his career. So Giants fans, thank you very, very much for listening, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye now.